the year is identified, the details police are revealing, and why neighbors say they're scared to go outside.
Plus, with early voting just around the corner for the Texas primary elections, we have everything you need to know, from voter registration deadlines to the documents you'll need to bring with you.
And big momentum in Power City, how upcoming changes to the Sabine Neches waterway could help boost the economy. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for being here with us on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong at 7:01. Let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Carrie Cooper as we take a quick live look here outside above the 12 News studio here in Beaumont. Carrie, cool, cold? Is it going to get warm? What's going on out there?
Cold this morning, that's for sure. Of course, not as cold as the last two mornings, but still cold enough. We have temperatures right around freezing along Interstate 10. Up in the lakes area, some upper 20s. And there's a look at our camera in Jasper. Beautiful sunrise this morning. We do have some high clouds working in, so we'll look for partly cloudy skies today, and temperatures should top out in the 60s. At least it'll be warmer this afternoon, but not the case this morning. Still upper 20s to low 30s. Port Arthur above freezing though. You're at 37, 30 in Lake Charles, 28 up in Jasper. So a cold start, partly cloudy today, light south winds. The good news is we will reach the 60s for highs this afternoon. Back to the 30s tonight with that wind blowing. Next cold front comes in, and then highs tomorrow only around 50, a lot colder. We'll talk about that and an early look at that weekend forecast, which features a hard freeze Sunday morning in just a few minutes.
All right, Carrie. Well, police, they have identified the man killed in Beaumont's first homicide of 2026.
23-year-old Marquise Tillman was shot several times Tuesday night at the Point North Apartments. Police haven't said if they're still searching for a suspect, but neighbors at the apartment say they're scared and don't want to go outside. They say they didn't realize what they were hearing was gunfire at first. We spoke with one neighbor who asked to be anonymous for their safety.
I just saw something, a vehicle just sped off, and next thing I know, the streets was flooded with cops. And then they said there was a body on the ground.
Police say there are no suspects or additional details at this time. We'll have this full story coming up in the next half hour.
A Jefferson County grand jury has indicted a Groves man on a stalking charge tied to months of harassment targeting a tattoo shop employee. Court records showing the 45-year-old repeatedly contacted the woman across multiple platforms even after she told him that the messages were inappropriate and blocked him. Alan Moore, he contacted the woman again this month using the tattoo shop's booking app, submitting an appointment request with an explicit photograph. Now, police say a search of his cell phone uncovered several sexually explicit images and even photos of the victim dating back before nearly a year before his first known contact with her. His bond is set at $150,000.
.03 right now in Power City News. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality has issued fines against two Southeast Texas companies for air quality violations. LCI Beaumont received two separate penalties tied to its chemical plant in Nederland. Regulators say the company released unauthorized air emissions and failed to properly report them. This resulted in more than $100,000 in penalties. Part of the money was paid to the state. The rest will go toward local environmental projects. The TCEQ says Indorama and Port Neches also failed to report emissions and released tens of thousands of pounds of air pollution during flaring incidents in 2022 and 2023. Those cases resulted in more than $43,000 in fines, with some funds paid to the state, others going toward cleanup operations across Texas.
Well, also in Power City News, a decades-long push to deepen the Sabine Neches waterway is now gaining momentum. That project is going to deepen the channel from 40 to 48 feet after receiving $182 million in federal funding. Port leaders say they are excited.
And they say a deeper channel could mean bigger ships, more jobs, and more economic growth for Southeast Texas. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato explains.
This puts us on a level playing field with a lot of other regions that we compete with, other states and even other nations.
A project dredging more than 20 years to create a deeper Sabine-Neches ship channel, something ports here have been preparing for.
There'll be larger vessels, deeper draft passing our facility, and for us it'll enable us to handle a different variety of cargoes. Our port's been building. We've been preparing for this for quite some time.
Going from 40 feet deep to 48, the Sabine-Neches Navigation District says even a few extra feet can make a huge difference.
Typical Suez Max that can get 500,000 to 600,000 barrels on that vessel. You give it 8 more feet of depth and that thing can move nearly 1 million barrels.
That capacity matters as the channel serves some of the largest refineries in the country.
We're also home to Motiva and ExxonMobil, who are tied for the largest refineries in the nation here on this little ship channel that most people around the world don't know exists.
The channel remains at 40 feet deep, from approximately 18 miles offshore to 40 miles inland to the Port of Beaumont. Despite its size, the Sabine-Neches Navigation District COO Matt Kaufman says the waterway is ready to compete.
Right now we're the shallowest deep draft channel on the Gulf Coast, and even at that being the 3rd largest, so you can imagine the opportunities that come whenever we start being as competitive as our neighbors up and down the Gulf Coast.
Larry Kelly with the Port of Port Arthur says this has a number of benefits, supporting jobs and economic activity for Southeast Texas.
And this is about maintaining that capability, expanding that capability, and allowing our community, whether what part of it is industry or not, to be able to grow here in Southeast Texas.
The Sabine Navigation District expects the first 4 feet to be completed by 2028, with the remaining work finished in 2029.
Election season, it's quickly approaching, and in Jefferson County, making your voice heard, it starts before Election Day. From voter registration deadlines to what documents you need to bring with you, reporter Derek Jonesy has more on what you need to know. Derek?
Mark, anyone who wants to vote in the March 3rd primary election here in Texas must be registered 30 days before Election Day. That means you need to register by February 2nd, which is next Monday. Make sure that all your information is updated, like the marital status. That way you don't run into problems when you vote. You need documentation to both register and vote in Texas. That could be a Texas driver's license, handgun license, military ID, or a U.S. passport, according to votetexas.gov. Jefferson County Clerk Roxanne Acosta-Helberg says her office is working to make this process easier for voters so they can make their voices heard.
For sure, the local elections are really, really important. You know, if you're a city, county, we're making decisions here and impacting based on state decisions. And so you want to make sure that you have the right person in the office to oversee that.
For voters with disabilities, curbside voting will be available at popular voting locations like Rogers Parks and all others. There's a sample ballot you can view on the Jefferson County website, and the first day of training for poll workers is today. Early voting begins on February 17th. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, thank you, Derek. Across Texas now, tensions and tear gas at anti-ICE protests near San Antonio sparked outrage over a 5-year-old boy from Minnesota being detained. Congressman Joaquin Castro visited with Liam Conejo Ramos and his father yesterday at the detention center in Dilley, where they're being held. Protesters were outside for several hours, calling for the boy's release before it took a violent turn.
Yeah, it all started when a photo of that child went viral of him being detained by ICE agents. Megan Reyna with our sister station has the latest from Dilley.
Marching 2 miles from downtown Dilley to this ICE detention center, protesters showing their solidarity for the families inside.
You know, everything just felt good, and then all of a sudden this bus shows up with all of these state troopers.
But around 3 p.m., a DPS spokesperson says they gave about 150 protesters orders to leave. They claim protesters started crossing the barrier they created and even spit on officers. However, Misty Barrera from Houston says that's not what she witnessed.
He was like, hey, we'll get 3 warnings. We got 1. And then gas bombs were going off literally above my head.
What is the reaction to those protesters being tear gassed outside of Dilley?
You know, I was inside, so I didn't see anything of what happened. You know, I did tell ICE that the country is very is very alarmed and very angry about what happened to Liam.
Meanwhile, Congressman Joaquin Castro was wrapping up a visit inside the facility where for 30 minutes he met with 5-year-old Liam Ramos and his father, who is from Ecuador. Liam's story caught national attention when an image of him being detained in Minnesota last week went viral.
His father said that Liam has been very depressed since he's been at Dilley, that he hasn't been eating well.
The Department of Homeland Security claims its agents tried to get Liam's mother to take the boy, but she allegedly refused and abandoned him. A federal judge ruled Tuesday Liam and his father will not be deported for now. Castro says Liam and his father came into the U.S. legally by seeking asylum.
Donald Trump talked about arresting, in his own words, criminal illegal aliens. You don't go to Dilley, a facility that right now has 1,100 people in it, if you've committed a crime.
Castro, along with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, says they visited with several other families as well who tell them their children are struggling mentally. But the rally ended when a single counter-protester yelled from a megaphone calling for all undocumented people to be deported. Megan Reyna, KINS 5.
And that was Megan Rayner reporting. DPS says they did arrest 2 people on various charges, including resisting arrest and interfering with public duties. Coming up next on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, tragedy after tragedy in North Texas after the winter storm. Details on the lives lost and the efforts to save others. And still ahead here, a tiny snooker master and ketchup from a keg. Your trending news is coming up. Your time is 7:11.
Share your pics and video with 12 News. Just go to the Near Me tab inside the 12 News Now app and click Share with Us. To the spot welders and forklift drivers. To the pipeline technicians and plant operators. To the chemists, custodians, and contractors. And the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now. Weekdays, noon. Only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, the recent winter storm, it left deep marks across Texas, especially in the northern part of the state where communities are healing from tragedy after tragedy. Brittany Costello, she details the lives lost and the widespread efforts to save others.
This is what the Fort Worth Fire Department's HOPE team does when winter weather hits.
That we go out and we make sure that everyone's safe around the city.
With blankets and water, they know how dangerous it can be.
Frostbite, hypothermia setting in.
They rescued a man from the cold Sunday. They don't think he could have survived the night.
So it's very dangerous for them to be out here.
They see life-threatening situations every year, but it's the unpredictable harm from the icy weather that's much more difficult to plan for. Police found a woman in a field out here along Seminary Drive in Fort Worth yesterday. They believe her death is related to the cold weather. And while the ice is melting, she is adding to a growing list of North Texans whose lives will never be the same. 3 little boys died after falling into an icy pond in Bonham Monday.
They were going to be something in life.
The same day, Dr. Barry Aldridge died after falling into his pond in Colleyville. Aldridge was a doctor in Hearst for more than 40 years. And in Frisco.
It's really hard to hear something like this in this community.
2 16-year-old girls, Elizabeth Engel and Gracie Brito, died. Their sled was being pulled by a Jeep when it crashed. Both well-loved, are being described as kind.
It's a big loss.
A high school senior in Ponder is fighting for his life. The district says athlete Caden Nowicki is in the ICU after a different sledding accident. A painful new reality that will sink in long after the ice is gone. In DFW, I'm Brittany Costello.
Where's 2? Well, temperatures across the area this morning are running in the 60s and 70s by this afternoon. For the first time in a long time, we will reach the 60s. Notice in orange, a little bit of fog there on our Roofing 911 Skycam network, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store. I don't think that's really freezing fog. Temperatures are just above freezing, right around 33. Not much fog here in Beaumont, but some clouds. We'll call it partly cloudy today and finally reaching the 60s for highs this afternoon. Boy, it is still cold this morning. 31 Orange, 28 in Jasper, 29 here in Beaumont. Those temperatures running a little bit cold, though. It's more like 32, 33 at the present time across Interstate 10. 34 in Houston, 28 up in Shreveport, 30 in Oklahoma City. Another big blast of cold air around the Great Lakes, Midwest. That'll be sagging to the southeast. We'll kind of get clipped by that beginning tonight and tomorrow, but still some pretty cold weather coming up over the course of the next few days. Tomorrow will only be in the 50s for highs and only the 40s over the weekend. Running a couple of degrees warmer now than we were this time yesterday, but hey, we'll take it. Today, nice, partly cloudy. Boy, them 60s are going to be nice this afternoon. Tonight, we're back to the 30s with more clouds, increasing northerly winds behind our cold front, about 37, 38 in the morning. Tomorrow, lots of clouds for most of the day. You see, we clear late, but highs only around 50 to 52 tomorrow. And of course, there's that hard freeze Sunday morning, teens in the lakes to near 20 along Interstate 10. That flow just continues right out of Canada into Texas, bringing that Arctic air southward, but finally a change. Polar vortex moves out. We'll finally get back to a normal flow. Another decent little front there coming in next Wednesday. We'll have a chance of rain with that next Wednesday too. Could see anywhere from a quarter to a little over half an inch with the next system toward the middle part of next week. Marine forecast, south winds only to around 8 knots. Water temperature chilly, 54 degrees. Partly cloudy, warmer today, low 60s. Tonight, mid to upper 30s for lows as that front works on in. Winds will pick up out of the north at 5 to 15 miles an hour. So 60s today, 50s tomorrow. Beautiful weekend, just cold. A lot of sun. Will be in the 40s for highs both days and in the 60s as we head into next week. And I think just about even the folks that like the cold weather, I think be ready for some warmer stuff next week.
What are we going to do when it's over? Like when the 7-day forecast is back to about 40s and we're going to have a little party?
Yeah, I was just fixed to say
a little
celebrate.
heated up party or something.
I love that idea. That's a great concept.
Eat spicy food.
Yeah.
I love the way you think.
All right. Well, just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. Check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app.
All right, traffic alert time. First up in Jefferson County, the left lane of I-10 West from 11th Street to Harrison is going to be closed tonight from 8 p.m. It's going to reopen after 5 a.m. tomorrow. Contractors are moving concrete traffic barriers, so expect delays. And then over in Orange County, I-10 East Auxiliary Lane from Highway 87 to Business Highway 90 is going to be closed today from 9 to 3. Contractors performing concrete work out there, so prepare for delays. 7:20 right now here on 12 News Plus. Time for some trending news. And when you want to have access to a whole lot of something, a keg, that can be the most convenient way to store it.
Makes me think about a party.
Yeah, me too. Keg stands, right?
Yep. Heinz is taking notes from the beer industry and asking the question, why not? Look at this, the new ketchup. Ketchup, get it?
I get
it
it.
allows for maximum French fry coverage. The barrel is designed for sports parties and events where the condiment is in high demand. Heinz is giving a select few the chance to win one of these bad boys, but only through the end of the day today. You can sign up for an early chance to win one at heinz.com. Ketchup.
That's a lot of ketchup.
Yeah, I mean, but for a Super Bowl party, I guess maybe, you got the wings with the fries.
Yeah, you need a lot of ketchup. Maybe I'll get one for hot sauce too.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
what I'm talking
about. A 2-year-old from England making history with his talents for billiards.
Yeah, but in the UK, they got their own version of the game called snooker. Judd Owens, look at the little guy. He is the youngest person ever to pull off a snooker double pot.
That step stool.
It's an impressive trick shot that's difficult even for adults, and he is doing it before he even turns 3 years old. And get this, he even set another record weeks later, becoming the youngest person to make a bank shot. Looks like someone could have some decent money or make some decent money as a little pool shark. Interesting right there.
Very interesting.
All right, scientists at Colorado State University, they are studying something else that's interesting, cow burps.
So nasty.
It is.
It's all in the name of climate research, though. Cows burp. When they burp, they let out methane, a gas that traps heat and warms the atmosphere. Cows burp a lot, about once a minute when they eat. Look at that shot. So the college has a burp catcher that measures methane in real time. Researchers recognize its silly work.
We measure the animals' burps. I have 2 little boys, and they think it's pretty cool that their mom is a burp scientist.
If you're feeling fancy, the scientific term for burp is eructate. How do you catch a burp? That's what I want to see.
How do you measure it or something?
Yeah, do you grasp it with something, or you just monitor it?
You put a bag over their mouth and I don't know. I have no idea how they do that. I know that cows have long been known to produce a lot of methane. I didn't realize that all the different ways they could produce it. I'll just say that.
All right.
All right, Daybreak. We are giving one lucky winner 4 tickets to see the Symphony of Southeast Texas. So if you want to see that show, A Toast to the Classics, that's next Saturday, February the 7th. Be sure to enter tomorrow, January 30th at 6:30 a.m. And we're going to announce the winner at the end of that hour. The winner is going to be notified by email, and we're going to mail you the tickets. Go to 12newsnow.com/contest to enter.
Time right now, 7:23, looking at the skies of orange. Carrie Cooper will be back with your forecast next.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
It's time to honor our local educators with the 12 News Golden Apple Awards. Once a month, 12 News will surprise an educational staff member who has gone above and beyond to make a positive impact on the lives of Southeast Texas students. Nominate your educator by going to 12newsnow.com/Golden Apple to do your part in showcasing the heroes that make a difference both inside and outside the classroom. The Golden Apple Awards every month on 12 News.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
We're working to get more information from Beaumont Police.
Join 12 News weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m., keeping you informed on what matters most.
And keep you safe when weather impacts your day.
Following the excitement with your team.
Covering local issues that matter in your community.
Watch 12 News at 6 and 10 p.m. and stream on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Well, cold start this morning, but temperatures warming to the lower 60s this afternoon. Been a long time since we've seen 60s for highs, but back to the 30s tonight with mostly cloudy skies and 53. That's it for the high tomorrow. A lot of sun over the weekend, but colder. Highs only in the low 40s Saturday, upper 40s near 50 on Sunday. A little cold start to the morning low early next week. Then we'll be having afternoon highs in the 60s. And looks like our next chance of rain will come in on Wednesday of next week at around 40%. That could go up as we get a little bit closer. Of course, we'll talk more about that forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Carrie, as we continue our streaming show this morning, the victim in Beaumont's first homicide of the year has been identified. Why neighbors say they are still scared to go outside.
Plus a lawsuit against Austin PD over excessive force after a man is accused of possibly jaywalking. Details ahead.
And with early voting just around the corner for the Texas primary elections, we have everything that you need to know, from voter registration deadlines to the documents you'll have to bring with you.
Your time now, 7:27, looking at downtown Beaumont right now. We'll be back with more news and weather in just a few minutes.
Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. It is now 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories. A man indicted on human smuggling charges now behind bars. Argelio Arellano was arrested Tuesday night, years after his original indictment. Investigators say the case dates back to 2021 when a DPS trooper stopped him for speeding on I-10. They say Arellano was taking undocumented migrants to North Carolina and New York for money.
And a Beaumont man has been indicted for murder in a November shooting that killed a 33-year-old man. Police arrested 26-year-old Eleazar Stansbury after responding to a shooting on Broadway Street. Clarence Rosamore died at the hospital from gunshot wounds. Stansbury is being held on a $1.5 million bond.
Another Beaumont man has also been indicted after police say he kidnapped a woman while armed. 26-year-old Bradley Hudson is charged with aggravated assault and kidnapping with a deadly weapon. Police say he forced the woman into a car before being arrested in Hardin County. Let's take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Meteorologist Gary Cooper has our forecast.
And temperatures warming up this afternoon. We'll have highs finally in the 60s after a cold start this morning. Started out in the upper 20s in the lakes to low 30s here in the Triangle. Skies will be partly cloudy today, about 62, 63 for a high, so that'll be nice. Lows tonight back to the 30s as the next front works into the area. And the winds will pick up out of the north too overnight under mostly cloudy skies. So a chilly Friday coming up compared to today, and of course even colder over the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later. And also finally, as we head into next week, we'll see a pattern change, and we'll see those temperatures warming back into the 60s for highs for a change for once, at least for a few days as we head into next week. I'll talk about that a little bit later.
All right, Carrie, now to a disturbing story related to this week's winter storm. Port Arthur police are investigating the death of a man found outside of a convenience store in a wheelchair. He was discovered by a resident around 7 Tuesday morning when it was freezing out. Temperatures, they had dipped into the low 20s. The man who discovered him said that he was wearing just a hospital gown with a coat and blankets wrapped around his legs.
He also said he found a KFC drink frozen next to the man. When 12 News returned to the scene yesterday, we found his wheelchair still there near a dumpster at the corner of Turtle Creek Drive and 9th Avenue. Police Chief Tim Thurso says investigators do not suspect foul play, but detectives are working to find out why the man was outside in freezing weather. Judge Joseph Guillory II has ordered an autopsy. The man's name has not yet been released.
All right, Beaumont police, they've identified the man killed in the city's first homicide of 2026. 23-year-old Marquise Tillman was shot several times Tuesday night at the Point North Apartments and pronounced dead at the scene. And now neighbors are telling us that they are scared and they don't want to go outside.
12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada Palau has more from one neighbor who wants to remain anonymous for his safety.
I just saw something, a vehicle just sped off, and next thing I know, the streets was flooded with cops. And then they said there was a body on the ground.
Tuesday night around 10, Beaumont police responded to reports of shots fired. When officers arrived, they found 23-year-old Marquise Tillman with multiple gunshot wounds. EMS pronounced him dead at the scene. One neighbor who asked to be anonymous for their safety says they're on edge.
I don't even want to walk to the store anymore. I don't even want to come outside. I don't want to sit on my porch in my nothing. I don't even want none of that.
Neighbors say despite the fear, they're thankful for the quick police response. In security footage 12 News obtained, you can see police questioning neighbors within minutes. A quick response neighbors say they're thankful for.
We are really secured over here, though. They do protect over here, these cops. They do. They all in the yard, the backyard, flashlights, they everywhere.
But for others like Carl Zeno, the sound of gunfire is nothing new.
You hear gunshots out here all the time, you know. It's nothing new, you know.
Family members say Tillman was a father, leaving behind 3 daughters. Neighbors say their heart goes out to his family.
My heart goes out to them. I feel that man didn't deserve that. He was young. And like I say, he has kids. He did not deserve that.
Police say there are no suspects or additional details at this time, but the investigation is ongoing.
We're not going to stop till we solve this investigation.
12 News will continue to ask police questions about those details.
Yeah, and we'll keep you updated when they become available. Well, a Houston man convicted of killing his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend was executed yesterday.
In his final statement, Charles Thompson apologized for the 1998 murder. He was sentenced to death for fatally shooting Darren Kane and Teresa Rodriguez inside her apartment. Investigators say Thompson returned hours after police removed him, forced his way inside and opened fire. He's now the first person to be executed in Texas. In 2026, Harris County District Attorney Sean Tier saying Thompson never would take full responsibility for what he did. Now to a takedown call on camera in Austin, where a man is suing two police officers claiming they used excessive force.
Yeah, for what, you may ask? Well, for suspected jaywalking. Our sister station has body cam footage from the man's attorney, which may be upsetting for some to watch. Here's Kelsey Sanchez.
Officer Howard, Dawson Police Department.
This is body camera video provided to us by Antonio Alexander's attorney. It shows Austin police officers Shalom Alvarez and Ryan Kirchberg approaching Alexander.
Back up off me. Hey, bro, back up right now. Why am I being big as a tank? Hey, stop.
The video soon goes black. According to attorney Chris Tolbert representing Alexander, this all happened on July 30th, 2024 in the area of East Old Torf Street and Parker Lane. Tolbert says officers approached Alexander because they suspected he was jaywalking.
It's a disservice to the community. It's a disservice to the citizens because the police department is supposed to be here for the Austin community.
The officers arrested Alexander on a charge of resisting arrest, but the Travis County's attorney's office dropped that charge because there wasn't enough evidence. Despite this, Tolbert says Alexander wants accountability from Austin police.
We want to give voice to this. We want the Austin Police Department to know that when this happens, we will file a lawsuit.
A spokesperson for APD said both officers are still on duty. The city says once they get the lawsuit, they will respond appropriately. As for Alexander, Tolbert says he's still recovering from his injuries.
He still has ongoing pain. It's still undetermined whether or not how permanent his injuries are. Although the fact that he has pins in his knee is a permanent factor of this incident and of his injuries.
And that was Kelsey Sanchez reporting there. Tolbert says the next step is to look into the officer's history and how the department is handling these incidents. He says he hopes to take this case to trial.
Election season is quickly approaching, and in Jefferson County, making your voice heard starts before Election Day. From voter registration deadlines to a document you need. 12 News reporter Derek Jones has more on what you need to know. Derek.
Tia, anyone who wants to vote in the March 3rd primary election here in Texas must be registered 30 days before Election Day. That means you need to be registered by February 2nd, which is next Monday. Make sure that all your information is updated, like your marital status. That way you don't run into problems when you vote. You need documentation to both register and vote in Texas. That could be a Texas driver's license, handgun license, military ID, or a U.S. passport, according to the votetexas.gov. Jefferson County Clerk Roxanne Acosta-Helberg says requests for mail-in ballots are due at the beginning of the year.
Mail ballots are something that's changed in the last few years, and people are still getting familiar with it. You have to register for a mail ballot, request a mail ballot at the beginning of the year. The last day to get that is the first Friday of early voting. So make sure you do that.
For voters with disabilities, curbside voting will be available at popular voting locations like Rogers Park and all others. There's a sample ballot you can view on the Jefferson County website, and the first day of training for poll workers is today. Early voting begins on February 17th. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Coming up next, if you got problems around the house after the winter storm, we'll tell you what to look out for so you don't get ripped off. And still ahead, a woman who went viral for her selflessness just weeks ago has died, remembering Miss Shirley and her generosity toward others.
Share your pics and video with 12 News. Just go to the Near Me tab inside the 12 News Now app and click Share with Us.
Feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
Are you at the mercy of your bladder? If leaks are keeping you from living your best life, you should know that it doesn't have to be that way. Incontinence can be treated. Don't wait to get the help you deserve. The National Association for Continence is a nonprofit organization that's helped millions get on the path to a life without leaks. Visit nafc.org now to download your free pelvic floor muscle training kit and become the boss of your bladder.
After the recent winter storm, some of you may be dealing with damage to your homes, but a word of caution. Jeremy Baker with our sister station in San Antonio has more on what to look out for so you don't get ripped off.
When we have severe weather causing damage, there's an avalanche of communications from scammers posing as home repair people, auto repair, and even fake insurance brokers. That's why you need to know what to look for to avoid becoming a victim.
It's not like a typical storm chasing scenario where we see a damaged path or we see people that are grazed by hail or tornado. Unfortunately, the cold affects everybody.
Some common red flags include a sense of urgency where they want you to pay quickly.
I think feeling that sense of pressure, that urgency to act, to give information, to make a payment, hit the pause button on that, especially right now during this time.
Look out for spoofed caller ID numbers.
Don't be so quick to trust your caller ID. The screen can make it appear like anybody's calling or texting.
Watch out for suspicious links and never click on them, and be wary of unsolicited emails or phone calls.
Your local provider, CPS Energy Saws, will not demand immediate payment through a text message or a phone call.
ERCOT also won't message you about power outages or the state of the grid, and will only give information through official updates. Also, make sure to report any scam to the BBB with their scam tracker.
People might have gotten duped or been a near-miss victim, and they're just not stepping forward and saying, this is what we found. We need every report. Every piece of data helps us in reporting that.
That was Jeremy Baker reporting. You can find that BBB scam tracker at bbb.org/scam tracker. Let's toss it over to meteorologist Carrie Cooper with your forecast. Carrie.
Well, certainly a cold morning across southeast Texas. We're got a few mid and high level clouds working in too. Skies probably becoming partly cloudy today. On our roofing 911 Skycam network outside our 12 studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Very nice day coming up. I know a cold start, but we will be reaching the 60s for highs. We're running around 31 along Interstate 10, still 28 up in Jasper, but those temperatures will be warming quickly. Mainly 20s and 30s across the rest of the state. A few 40s, though, beginning to show up out over West Texas. There's our next big burst of cold air. Main effects of that, like the last one, though, will be to our northeast, but some of that will start working into the area tonight, and especially by late tomorrow, some more Arctic air. Pretty frigid temperatures in the Midwest and Great Lakes. We're running about 4 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. Of course, yesterday we had temperatures even colder. This morning was cold enough, right around freezing, with some upper 20s in the lakes. This afternoon, though, it's going to be nice. Temperatures in the low to mid 60s coming up. Tonight, a cold front comes through, so we'll see more Arctic air arriving by tomorrow evening. Lows tonight in the 30s, then winds out of the north will be mostly cloudy. So chilly night coming up with that wind blowing overnight tonight. Throughout the day tomorrow, lots of clouds. Will clear late. Highs around 50, maybe 52 coming up for tomorrow afternoon. And we'll clear out, as we said, late tomorrow into tomorrow night. That'll lead to that hard freeze Sunday morning. Upper teens in the lakes to around 20 in the Triangle. Just another low for the Midwest, helping to pump that cold air southward right out of Canada on into the deep south. That moves out quickly early next week, then we'll see more of a flow out of the west-southwest coming up, and eventually a chance of rain again by Wednesday of next week. Plus, it looks warmer. That rain chance next Wednesday could produce a quarter to a little over half an inch in a few spots. And your marine forecast, light south winds today, shifting to the north tonight, tomorrow. Water temperature at 54. Partly cloudy, warmer today, should reach the lower 60s for highs. And for tonight, mostly cloudy and cold, lows in the mid 30s, as well as up in the lakes area with that north wind picking up. Only 50s for highs tomorrow, much cooler. Nice weekend coming up, lots of sun with highs in the 40s, and then back to the 60s next week.
I'll take what we can get, that's for sure,
Yes.
Carrie. At least it's going to be warmed up a little bit around.
Yes, it will be.
All right, thank you, Carrie. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. Well, the city of Jasper offering a big thank you to the New Braunfels Utilities for their help during this week's winter storm. And they say that workers left their homes and families to travel to Jasper facing dangerous winter conditions to help restore power to the town. Crews arrived Monday evening and they went straight to work. Thanks to their efforts, more folks in Jasper had their power restored faster.
A police academy course is coming to Jasper this spring. Anyone interested in a law enforcement career can begin the enrollment process now. Angelina College will host a basic peace officer course at the Deep East Texas College and Career Academy from March 16th to December 10th. Classes will run from 6 to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, every other Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's an email address on your screen if you have any questions. The deadline to apply is February 27th. The city of Port Arthur is hosting a 180-day community progress meeting this evening to highlight the work being done in the city and future projects.
Yeah, here's the breakdown. There's going to be development updates on infrastructure projects, road repairs, public transportation upgrades, and utility updates. The city also has plans to detail housing initiatives, parks and recreation improvements, and beautification efforts, and plans for general revitalization and improved city services. That meeting is going to be from 5:30 to 7:30 at the new St. John Family Life building. Also, exciting upgrades are coming to two Beaumont parks.
Yeah, the city made the announcement yesterday. One of the Rogers Park playgrounds will remain fenced off while crews replace broken equipment, repair damaged flooring, and add a fresh coat of durable paint. The new playground should be ready in about a month. Playground equipment will also be replaced over at Hillbowdy Park. Now to a heartbreaking update on a story we brought to you just weeks ago. The selfless woman known as Miss Shirley, who recently went viral for her efforts to help others, has died.
Yeah, her generosity had touched so many people and inspired countless others. ABC's Danny New, he's shining a light on the heartwarming missions of a saint on earth gone too soon.
How you doing, Queen?
Today, millions are mourning the loss of a beloved activist who helped nourish so many lives.
Hi, King. You want a snack, baby?
Shirley Raines, founder of the nonprofit Beauty to the Streets, has died at the age of 58. In a statement posted to social media, which did not reveal a cause of death, the organization said, quote, "She used her powerful media platform to amplify the voices of those in need and to bring dignity, resources, and hope to some of the most underserved populations."
How you doing, honey? No problemo.
Shirley last posted this video a few days ago, doing what her millions of followers came to expect, using their donations to dish out food from her vehicle, usually in Los Angeles or Las Vegas.
Whatever they need, we're a one-stop shop.
However, our story on Shirley aired only 1 week before that, on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, as we shared her journey of overcoming the loss of her 2-year-old son in her early 20s while she was experiencing homelessness.
Life has given me the opportunity to not just sit with this pain for the rest of my life, because it's terrible, but to be able to use it as fuel to do what I do in my community.
Since the announcement was made, her loyal following has been sharing both their shock and admiration online. One writing, "I just can't believe this," and another saying, "Your job here on Earth is done, Queen. You're reunited with your baby boy again. We love you." And Grammy-winning recording artist Lizzo, who says she donated clothes to Miss Shirley's efforts, shared an emotional message on Instagram.
She overserved the underserved, and she helped the marginalized feel important. Yes, my love. What you want, chocolate sauce?
In her own words, here is what Miss Shirley said she lived for.
That's a part of it too. If you can't help yourself, you can absolutely help other people. And life has given me a platform to experience that and to be able to do that. So for that, I'm eternally grateful. For that, I'm very grateful.
And a lot of people grateful for you.
Oh, I appreciate that as well.
And tennis star Coco Gauff also commenting on social media, writing, quote, "I'm so sad to hear this. May she rest in peace." In New York for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
All right, we'll miss you, Miss Shirley. When Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we're going to have more news and weather in your morning rush hour. Your time is 7:51.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to Austin, it's the news that moves all of Texas. Texas News Now. One power-packed hour with enough Texas news to fill a 10-gallon hat. Your top headlines, weather alerts, and big travel updates. No matter where you're headed, across town or across the state, we've got Texas covered. Texas News Now, weekdays noon, only on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
To the spot welders and forklift drivers, to the pipeline technicians and plant operators, to the chemists, custodians, and contractors, and the engineers, pilots, and wellhead pumpers. To the people working day after day, keeping our Power City rolling, 12 News is telling your stories.
Extended the temporary restraining order.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue, filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Taking on the story from all sides and all angles with award-winning coverage.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Southeast Texas is a Power City, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont. It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
Welcome back to Daybreak, 7:54 right now, and it's time for your Thursday morning rush hour.
There's everything you need to know as you start your day. Beaumont police have identified the man killed in the city's first homicide of 2026. 23-year-old Marquise Tillman was shot several times Tuesday night at the Point North Apartments and pronounced dead at the scene. Now, neighbors at the apartment say they're scared and don't want to go outside. Police say there are no suspects or additional details at this time.
Yeah, Port Arthur police are also investigating after a man was found dead outside of a convenience store in a wheelchair. This happened Tuesday morning at the corner of Turtle Creek Drive and 9th Avenue. He was discovered in the freezing cold wearing only a hospital gown with a coat and blankets on his legs. Police Chief Timothy Durso saying investigators do not suspect foul play. An autopsy has been ordered.
Daybreak is giving one lucky winner 4 tickets to see the Symphony of Southeast Texas to see a toast to the classics on February 7th. Enter by tomorrow, January 30th at 6:30 a.m. We'll introduce the winner tomorrow morning at the end of our 6 o'clock hour. The winner will be notified by email and we'll mail the tickets to you. Go to 12newsnow.com/contest to enter.
And your forecast will feature some warmer weather by this afternoon. Highs in the low 60s, lots of sunshine, becoming partly cloudy though. More clouds tonight, tomorrow. Highs only in the low 50s as that front works in tonight. And then a cold weekend, lots of sun though. Low near 30 Saturday, up to 42, and then 21 and 49 on Sunday. That's the hard freeze there Sunday morning, but it'll be brief, won't last long. Much warmer by the early and middle part of next week. So I'm ready for the warm weather. I don't know about y'all, but
I am ready as well. Okay, we got a reason to smile here. East Chambers ISD, they are congratulating Superintendent Scott Campbell this morning. He's been named a 2026 honorary life member of the Texas Association of School Administrators. The honor, it's a testament to his devotion to public education over a long and impactful career. The district says he's beyond deserving, so congratulations to you, Superintendent Campbell. Also, we want you to share your reason to smile with us. Just text us your story and photos to the number right there on your screen so we can see what is making you smile with all of Southeast Texas. And thank you so much for watching us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus.
We'll be right back here for midday at 11 a.m.
Have a good morning.
Boop, boop, boop. Standing by. Yep. Here are headlines from Southeast Texas. I'm Mark Armstrong. Port Arthur police investigating the death of a man found outside of a convenience store in a wheelchair. He was discovered